All right, let's dive in. AI agents, huh? Seems like they're everywhere these days, and everyone's talking about 'em. What's the big deal? What can they actually do, and what's it all going to mean for us down the line?
Big questions, big possibilities for sure.
Well, for this deep dive, we're checking out a video from IBM Technology called What Are AI Agents? IBM, they know their stuff, so their perspective is definitely worth a listen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, ready for a bit of a surprise? They're saying AI agents aren't some far-off sci-fi thing. 2024, that's this year, is going to be huge for AI agents, they predict.
It's kind of wild how fast this whole field is moving. And that video, it lays out really well why we're seeing this shift happening.
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, we all know those standalone AI models like ChatGPT, right?
Right.
They're impressive. But they've got a big limitation. They're stuck with the data they were trained on, like trying to get directions from someone who's never left their neighborhood. Their knowledge only goes so far.
Makes sense. Like, I'm thinking about the AI chatbot on my bank's website. Answers basic questions, but anything beyond that, and it's call customer service. Frustrating.
Exactly. Hitting that wall, right. That's where these compound AI systems come in.
Yeah.
Picture it like a team of AI models working together, each with its own specialty, its own tools and data to pull from.
Okay, so instead of hitting a dead end, the AI's got backup, can dig deeper. I like it.
Right. So in that bank chatbot example, a compound AI system, it could potentially pull up your account details, look through your transaction history, then give you a truly personalized answer. Way more useful.
No more generic responses. But even with these compound systems, there's still got to be limits, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The video talks about something called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Powerful, but it's usually designed for very specific tasks. Think of it like you've got an RAG system that's a trip planner. It's awesome at finding flights to Florida, suggesting hotels, all that. But ask it, what's the weather going to be like? And it's clueless. It's only built for travel stuff, not checking the weather.
So even these fancy systems are still stuck in their lanes, huh? How do we break them out of those boxes, make them more, I don't know, adaptable?
And that brings us to AI agents. A whole other level.
I knew there had to be another layer to this. Okay, what makes AI agents so special? Spill it.
They're powered by large language models, LLMs. Think of those as the brains of the operation. They give AI agents the ability to reason, strategize, actually make decisions, not just following a set of pre-programmed instructions.
Wait, so they can actually think, like think things through.
The video uses this great analogy, thinking fast versus thinking slow. Touch a hot stove, you jerk your hand back instantly. That's thinking fast, reflex, pre-programmed. Now playing chess, you're thinking several moves ahead, anticipating, weighing options. That's thinking slow.
Gotcha. So basic AI, that's our reflexes, fast but limited. AI agents, that's our strategic brain power, slower but way more capable when things get complicated.
Bingo! And that's strategic thinking. That's what makes AI agents so powerful. Break down big goals into smaller steps. Figure out what tools or info they need. Even learn from their mistakes. Like having a super capable assistant who can actually anticipate your needs and take initiative.
That sounds almost too good to be true. Okay, so nuts and bolts here. What makes these AI agents actually tick? What's under the hood?
Well, there are three key things that really set them apart. First, we've got reasoning, right? The LLM, that's the brain, allowing the AI agent to strategize, make its own decisions. It's not just about rules. It's about understanding the goal and figuring out the best path to get there.
Like the AI's playing chess, always thinking about the best move. Okay, what else? What else makes them special?
Next up, acting. AI agents can actually use tools to get stuff done. We're talking search engines, databases, calculators, even other AI models, whatever they need to reach that goal.
Hold on. So, like, if an AI agent was booking my flight, it could check my calendar for free dates, compare prices on different websites, and even use my credit card to actually buy the ticket, all without me lifting a finger.
That's the idea, like an assistant navigating the digital world for you. But, you know, all within preset boundaries and with security measures. It's not going to go rogue with your info.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, reasoning, acting. What's the third piece of this puzzle?
Memory. AI agents can remember past stuff, their interactions with the user and their own thought processes. So they learn from experience, get better over time.
So it's not just here's the task, good luck. They're building a memory, getting smarter, constantly improving how they approach things. Wild.
Exactly. And that's the big difference between these agents and those older AI systems. It's not just about doing tasks, it's about learning, adapting, getting better.
I'm loving this. So we've got the building blocks, reasoning, acting, and memory. But how does it all come together in a real AI agent? What's that actually look like?
One of the most popular approaches is this thing called ReSCT, which stands for reasoning and acting. It basically creates a loop of learning and improvement, where the AI agent actually looks at the results of what it did, learns from its mistakes, and changes its strategy.
So it's not just set it and forget it. The AI's constantly checking in, seeing how it did, getting better. Interesting.
Let's go back to that vacation example. You're going to Florida, want to be prepared for anything. So you tell your AI agent, pack my bags for a week in Florida and make sure I've got enough sunscreen.
Sounds simple enough, but I bet there's way more to it.
Oh, tons. First, the AI needs to figure out what you normally pack for a week, right? Then factor in the Florida climate, what you'll be doing there, maybe check the weather forecast, look up local customs, even think about, like, the size of your suitcase and airline weight limits.
Okay, so it's not just chucking clothes and sunscreen into a bag. It's a whole process.
Right, and that's where the acting part of ReSCT kicks in. The AI agent might need to look at your calendar to see what's planned, browse shopping websites for the right gear, maybe even add stuff to your cart for you to approve.
It's like a personal assistant, a travel agent, a logistics expert all in one. But wait, how much control are we really giving these AIs? Are we cool with that?
That's the big question, and it highlights something really important. AI agents work on this sliding scale of autonomy. Not every task needs a super independent AI calling all the shots.
So it's not all or nothing. We can hand off some things, keep an eye on others. Makes sense.
It all depends on the task, how complex it is, and our own comfort level. Sometimes a simpler system works fine. Sometimes you need an AI agent with more freedom to reason and act. Finding that balance, that's key.
This is giving me a lot to think about. I'm seeing why everyone's so excited about AI agents. But let's take a breath here, zoom out a bit.
Sounds good.
What does all this tell us about AI in general? Where's this all heading?
The really cool thing is that AI agents, they're not just another tech upgrade. They're changing how we interact with technology, period. For so long, we've been giving computers specific instructions, coding, clicking. But now, AI agents flip that on its head.
We're not programmers anymore. We're like managers, delegating tasks to these AI agents, trusting them to get it done. Huge change.
Totally. Think about something like personalized education. Online learning, yeah, but it's mostly one size fits all, right? An AI agent could be like a personal tutor, adapting to how you learn best, finding your strengths and weaknesses, even changing the curriculum on the fly to keep you engaged.
Wow, that would be amazing. Especially for people who struggle in traditional classrooms, education could become way more accessible, more effective, even fun. But education, that's just one area. Where else could this tech make a difference?
So the possibilities are huge. Like healthcare. Imagine an AI agent as your personal health advocate, tracking your vitals, reminding you about medications, scheduling appointments. It could even analyze your medical records to spot potential risks, suggest preventive measures.
Incredible. Especially for people with chronic conditions who need constant care. Doctors could focus on the toughest cases while patients get personalized attention. Win-win.
Right. And think about stuff like urban planning or the environment. AI agents crunching massive data sets, simulating different scenarios, helping us design sustainable cities, manage traffic, even predict and deal with natural disasters.
It's like AI agents could be key to tackling some of humanity's biggest problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we can't get carried away. Technology, it's a tool. It can be used for good or bad. The big question is, how do we ensure AI agents are developed and used responsibly? How do we avoid unintended consequences and make sure everyone benefits?
That's where things get complicated, right? We've already talked about things like data bias and the need for safety, but there's that whole societal impact to consider.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the biggest concerns, and it makes sense, is jobs. Will AI agents take jobs away from humans? That's something we got to address.
Yes, it's a worry for a lot of people. But I wonder, is it really just replacing jobs, or is it more complex than that? Could AI agents actually create new jobs, new opportunities we haven't even thought of?
That's a real possibility, and it's happened before. Remember the early internet? Nobody predicted all those jobs in web development, online marketing, e-commerce. Maybe AI agents will spark a similar wave of innovation, new industries, whole new kinds of jobs.
That's a much more hopeful way to look at it. But even if new jobs pop up, there's still the question of getting people ready for an AI-powered world.
For sure. We need to be investing in education and training, giving people the skills to thrive in this new landscape. And we need to get creative about safety nets, support systems for people who might be displaced.
It's a huge issue, no easy solutions. But we got to be having these conversations now. We can't just wait and see what happens. We need to actively shape the future we want.
100% agree. And it's not just about jobs. AI agents, they're making us question our values, our relationships, even what it means to be human.
Okay, now we're getting deep. Tell me more.
Think about trust. We trust doctors to diagnose us, teachers to educate our kids, financial advisors to manage our money. What happens when we start trusting AI agents with those things?
Good point. Are we okay with AI agents making big decisions for us? How do we make sure they share our values, act in our best interests?
Those are big questions. We need ways to evaluate these AI agents, not just for their technical skills, but for their ethics, their alignment with human values.
That's so important and so often overlooked in the excitement of new technology. We can't just slap on ethics as an afterthought.
Exactly. And it's not just about avoiding harm. It's about using AI agents to build a better world, a world that's more just, more fair, more sustainable.
Now that's a future I can get behind. But how do we get there? What can we actually do?
It's a big challenge, and it's going to take a lot of different people working together. Researchers pushing the tech forward, but also thinking about the ethical side, policymakers making rules that encourage responsible innovation, and everyday people having informed discussions demanding transparency and accountability from those who are developing and using these AI agents.
That's a tall order, but it's also really exciting. It reminds us that the future of AI isn't set in stone. We have a say in this. We can steer it towards a future that works for everyone.
That's exactly it. AI agents are powerful, but ultimately we get to decide how they're used. We got to stay informed, stay involved, and be proactive in building the future we want.
Well said. So to everyone listening, here's your homework. Think about the role you want AI agents to play in your life, your community, the world. What would you hand off to them? What problems do you want them to help solve? And how can you make sure this technology is used for good?
Yeah, keep asking questions, stay informed, don't be afraid to push back against the status quo. The future of AI, it's in our hands. Let's make it a good one.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into AI agents for today. Hope you've enjoyed the journey. We'll pick up the conversation next time, exploring even more about these amazing systems. Back again for more on AI agents. Last time we got into those three key ingredients: reasoning, acting, and memory. They make these systems really tick. Now, I want to get a bit more hands-on, see how these things work together in a real AI agent.
Yeah, one of the coolest things about them is how they approach problems. It's not just following instructions. It's about understanding the goal and finding the smartest way to get there.
So it's like they're playing chess, always thinking a few moves ahead. Show me how that plays out, like in real life.
Okay, say you're planning a trip, Japan, maybe.
Yeah.
Want to soak up the culture, see the sights, try some amazing food. You tell your AI agent, plan a 2-week trip to Japan, focus on cultural experiences.
Pretty open-ended request. How does the AI even start with something like that?
That's where the reasoning part comes in. It starts gathering info, your interests, budget, travel style. Might even ask you some questions to get a clearer picture, like what kind of cultural stuff are you into? History, art, food, festivals.
So it's not just blindly booking stuff, it's actually trying to understand what I want. That's way more personalized than your average travel agent.
Exactly. Once it gets you, it can start brainstorming itineraries. Thinking about transportation, places to stay, those must-see attractions, even local events happening while you're there.
So it's like a travel expert, but with custom recommendations and a deep dive into what I actually care about. Pretty impressive.
Right. And it all comes down to those three capabilities: reasoning, acting, memory. Reasoning to get your goals, acting to gather info and make those bookings, and memory to remember what you like and tailor the trip to you.
I'm starting to see how those pieces fit together, create this really smart system. It's like each capability makes the others even stronger.
That's it. And as these agents keep evolving, we'll see even more amazing applications. Imagine AI agents helping us with complex creative stuff, scientific research, even tackling social issues like poverty or climate change.
Now, those are some big goals. Sounds like AI agents could be a game changer for some of humanity's toughest problems.
Yeah, but got to keep in mind, technology isn't magic. It's a tool. And any tool can be used in good ways or bad ways. The question is, how do we make sure this tech is developed responsibly? How do we prevent those unintended consequences and make sure the benefits are for everyone?
That's the million-dollar question. We've touched on some of the challenges like biased data and the need for safety nets. But there are even bigger societal things to think about, right?
Oh, tons. And one that's on everyone's mind is jobs. As these agents get smarter, are they going to take jobs away from people? That's a conversation we need to have.
It's a real fear, no doubt. But I wonder if it's as simple as replacing jobs. Could AI agents actually create new jobs, new opportunities we haven't even thought of yet?
It's definitely possible. Think back to the internet when it was just starting out. Who could have predicted all those new jobs in web design, online marketing? Maybe AI agents will trigger a similar boom, brand new industries, totally new kinds of work.
Fingers crossed. But even if new jobs pop up, we still need to help people adapt to this AI-powered world.
For sure. Education, training programs, that's key.
Hmm.
Giving people the skills they need to thrive in this new landscape. And thinking about safety nets for people who might be left behind.
So much to unpack. It's a massive issue, no easy answers. But we got to start those conversations now. We can't just wait and see what happens. We've got to be proactive in shaping the future.
100% agree. And it goes beyond jobs, right? AI agents, they make us think about our values, our relationships, even what it means to be human.
Okay, getting philosophical here. Tell me more.
Think about trust. We trust doctors to diagnose us, teachers with our kids, financial advisors with our money. What happens when we start trusting AI agents with these things?
Good point. Are we ready to let an AI make those big decisions for us? How do we know they'll share our values, do what's truly best for us?
Big, big questions. We need ways to judge these agents, not just on how well they work, but on their ethics, how well they align with our values.
That gets missed a lot in the rush to create new tech. We got to be thinking about ethics from the start, not just as an afterthought.
Exactly. And it's not just about avoiding bad stuff. It's about using these agents to make a better world.
Right.
More just, more fair.
That's what I'm talking about. But how do we actually get there?
It's going to take a lot of collaboration. Researchers pushing the tech forward, but with ethics in mind. Policymakers creating the right rules. And regular people like us staying informed, asking tough questions, demanding transparency from those who are building and using these AI agents.
Big task, but it's inspiring too. The future of AI, it's not set in stone. We can shape it, guide it towards a future that works for everyone.
That's what I want people to remember. AI agents, they're powerful, but we decide how they're used. Stay informed, stay involved, and let's build a future we can all be proud of.
Love that. So for all you deep divers out there, here's something to think about. What role do you want AI agents to play in your life, your community? What tasks would you hand off to them? What problems do you want them to help solve? And how can you make sure they're used ethically?
Keep asking questions, stay informed, and don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. We've got this.
And that's a wrap for part 2 of our AI agent deep dive. We'll be back for part 3, exploring even more about these incredible systems.
Welcome back. Final part of our AI agent deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground. The tech, the possibilities, even some of those tricky challenges. Now it's time to zoom out, really think big picture. What does the rise of AI agents actually mean for us, for society, for the future? You know, what's so fascinating about all this is it's not just like a new gadget or a software update. AI agents, they represent a whole new way we interact with technology. For decades, it's been us telling computers what to do, right? Writing code, clicking buttons. AI agents, they flip that around.
We're not programmers anymore. It's like we're CEOs of our own little AI companies. Set the goals, let the AI figure out how to get it done. So many possibilities.
Tons. Think about personalized education. Online learning, sure, but it's still mostly one size fits all. An AI agent could be like your personal tutor, adapting to your learning style, figuring out what you're good at and what you struggle with, even changing the lesson plan as you go to keep you engaged.
Wow, that would be revolutionary. Especially for people who don't do well in traditional classrooms, education could become so much more accessible, effective, even enjoyable. But education, that's just one thing. Where else could AI agents make a real difference?
Oh, so many places. Healthcare. For one, imagine an AI agent that's your personal health advocate. It tracks your vitals, reminds you to take your meds, schedules appointments, could even analyze your medical records to spot potential risks, suggest ways to stay healthy.
That would be amazing, especially for folks managing chronic conditions. Doctors could focus on the toughest cases, and patients get more personalized support. Everybody wins.
Right. And what about stuff like, I don't know, urban planning or taking care of the environment? AI agents crunching huge amounts of data, running simulations, helping us design eco-friendly cities, manage traffic, even predict and prepare for natural disasters.
AI agents tackling some of humanity's biggest challenges. I like it.
Yeah, it's exciting. But got to remember, technology by itself, it's not a solution. It's a tool. Any tool can be used for good or bad. The question is, how do we ensure that AI agents are used responsibly? How do we prevent unintended consequences and make sure the benefits are for everyone, not just a few?
Yeah, that's the hard part. We talked about some of the challenges like biased data, the need for safety measures. But there's a whole other level, that societal impact we gotta consider.
Absolutely. And the big one that always comes up is jobs. As AI agents become more capable, are they going to start replacing human workers? It's a tough question, but we can't ignore it.
A lot of people are worried about that, but I wonder, is it really that simple, just jobs disappearing? Or could AI agents actually create new jobs, new opportunities we haven't even thought of yet?
That's definitely a possibility, and it wouldn't be the first time. Remember the early days of the internet? No one could have predicted all those new jobs in web development, online marketing, all that. Maybe AI agents will lead to a similar boom, brand new industries, whole new categories of work.
Hope so. But even if there are new jobs, we still need to help people adapt to this AI-powered world. Retraining, new skills, that's going to be crucial.
For sure. Investing in education and training programs, giving people the tools to thrive in this new landscape, and being creative about safety nets, support systems for those who might get left behind in the transition. It's not going to be easy, but it's essential.
This is giving me a lot to ponder. It's not just about the technology, it's about the human side of things, right? How we adapt, how we shape this future together.
100%. And AI agents, they're making us think about some pretty deep stuff. Our values, our relationships, even what it means to be human.
Whoa, getting philosophical now. I'm listening.
Think about trust. We trust doctors to diagnose us, teachers to teach our kids, financial advisors to handle our money. What happens when we start trusting AI agents with those things?
Good point. Are we ready to let AIs make those big decisions for us? How do we make sure they're acting in our best interests, aligning with our values?
Big questions. We need to figure out how to evaluate these AI agents, not just on their technical skills, but on their ethics, their ability to reason morally, their understanding of human values.
That often gets lost in the excitement of new tech, right? We got to bake those ethical considerations in from the start, not just tack them on later.
Totally. And it's not just about preventing bad outcomes. It's about using this power, the power of AI agents, to actually make a better world. A world that's fairer, more just, more sustainable.
Now that's a future I can get behind. But how do we get there from here? What are the steps?
Well, it's going to take a whole bunch of people working together. Researchers pushing the tech forward, but with ethics in mind. Policymakers making smart rules and guidelines. And regular folks like us staying informed, asking tough questions, holding those who develop and use AI agents accountable.
Sounds like a lot, but also pretty inspiring. It reminds me that the future of AI isn't set in stone. We have a choice, a responsibility to shape it, guide it towards a future that benefits everyone.
That's the message I hope people take away. AI agents, they're powerful tools, but ultimately it's up to us humans to decide how they're used. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's make this future a good one.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, to everyone listening, here's a little food for thought. What role do you want AI agents to play in your life, your community, in the world? What tasks would you happily delegate? What problems do you want them to help solve? And how can you help ensure that this tech is used ethically, responsibly, for good?
Keep asking questions, stay curious, and don't be afraid to speak up. The future is being written right now, and we all have a part to play.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI agents. We hope you've learned something new, maybe even had your mind blown a little bit. Thanks for joining us. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.